Right? It looks good for a floral. I'm not into the florals, but that one, it
Yeah,
pops very nicely.
Yeah,
I
that's why.
hated, I hated the Denver one on principle because it
But
looked too much
yeah,
like the Broncos. That one looked like rocking a basketball team. That one, I can dig that shit.
yeah, yeah. It's very.
It was like, I need a friend for the Steel City Comic Con.
Dude, for real.
Hey, do it, dude. They'll have one if they're there, which I'm sure they will be.
Shit. Just had to get my government checks, man. Just go myself.
For real, though.
There you go. There you go. How you
Oh
guys doing?
shit. Good. Good.
Oh.
I mean, football
It
game
has
was
been a
boring as fuck, but whatever.
well. It was a Thursday night Amazon Prime game, so that's a given.
Yeah.
At least
No shit.
it wasn't Buff. It wasn't
Nah,
Denver again, was it?
last week was good.
The opening game's always good though because they always have like a rematch of the NFC or AFC game, depending.
Yeah, tonight was Buffalo Miami, and you were smart to bench Tua, Jack. He had like 2 picks and got knocked out with a concussion.
Dude, that guy needs to stop playing. I'm sorry,
Dude. I said the same damn thing after what happened in 2022.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
This is his like fourth or
Fourth.
fifth like major concussion.
Yep, fourth.
Not even just like day-to-day concussions they get. Like, you know.
Dude, he had the whole fingers all out. He couldn't. Yeah, I understand that they'll probably clear him after a couple of weeks, but having 4 bad concussions like that, man, you're done for the year. I mean, he almost retired in 2022. I wouldn't be surprised after talking with his family, because he had a conversation with his family 2 years ago when all that shit went down. I would not be surprised if there's some announcement, breaking news, Tua retires. That would not surprise me.
The NFL will try to spin it and have him use those Guardian helmets, though.
It's so funny. I actually said that, and with the Magic group in our Discord, I was like, well, maybe they'll put that ridiculous Funko helmet on his ass, that big ass helmet. I mean, it's one of these things where I don't think he's going to want to quit on his team, and I get that. But dude, your health is way more important than quitting on your team.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, exactly, man. He just got that paycheck too. He just got signed for the most money in franchise history. But Ryan Tannehill used to play for the Dolphins. He's at home right now, riding the couch. So, bruh, give him a call. He's an experienced vet. Let him take over for your team. Yes, I mean, assuming he fits the scheme and has the skill set to 1, 2, 3 throw, because it's like I call out Tua. I don't think he's a good quarterback. He did not earn his contract.
Well, because he only was a starter for like 1 year at Alabama, right?
2, I think.
2?
I think when they took over Jalen Hurts. And he did all right there. But he's, again, if it's 1, 2, 3 throw and it's there, 2 is great. He'll do like last week and throw for 350 yards. But watching today's game, dude threw 2 bad picks in like the first half or whatever it was. A pick 6 to open up like the third quarter, I think. He threw a pick 6. So, guys, he's not that good. I don't know why people think he is, but he's not. He's like, he gets to throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Okay, great. And people are like, oh, well, yeah, but not anybody could do that. And I agree. Not everybody could do that. But him, when the play breaks down, there's not much else he's doing. So that tells you he's just not that good. Play breaks down with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar. These guys, they're going to make a play. Tua, not so much. And when he tried to make a play, unfortunately, he ran into a defender and concussed. And he initiated combat. It wasn't like he got sacked or slammed to the ground. It was a 4th and 4. He was rushing, got the first down while he was falling forward, ran into the chest. Matter of fact, I don't know if this is considered ironic or not, but whatever word you want to use. He ran into the chest of the dude who almost died on the field 2 years ago. Freaking Hamlin. He ran into his chest, and then Tua was out. And like I said, he's probably out. I would not be surprised. I think they have a bye.
Both of them died.
Dude, ain't no joke. And I believe they have a bye week 5. I would not be surprised if he misses week 6. If he misses the next 3 games and then the bye week and then comes back week 6 or 7, whatever the hell it is. I think this is week 2, right? Yeah, this is week 2. So
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 they have a game. 6 is the bye. So 7 I think would be the soonest. If I'm the medical team, that's the soonest I'm gonna let your ass come back. You're sitting out a month after
You're
this.
at home. You're not even coming in the. You're not even coming in the stadium.
And that's assuming that he just doesn't straight up retire. His family's like, dude, no. I know you just signed for $200 million. No, you just gotta let it go.
Yeah, concussion in the second game, I'm out.
Right? It's
That's
like,
too much.
after, again, it's really because if it was just the first one or something like that, no big deal. But the way he looked in 20, I remember what he looked like when he was laying down on the ground and just couldn't move. I was like, dude, you've made enough money. You're done. It's okay to be done. So
let's enjoy that shit, dude.
Yeah. What the hell, man? So, but
I mean, yeah, the chances of you going nutty 30 years from now are so much higher. Every single time that situation happens, you know. Like,
and even one of those in 2022, remember, wasn't even diagnosed. They called it a back injury, and that's what kind of started the whole controversy and why they brought in the third. NFL fired that third-party unaffiliated neurologist, whatever, neuroscientist, whatever. They fired that dude because they let him. He cleared him to go back in the game, even though he was clearly concussed. Everybody who's watching that game saw a dude was concussed. And he's like, oh, no, it was a back injury. He's good. Like, man, you're risking somebody's life now. Which is why he got fired, obviously. But yeah, so it was a boring-ass game. 31-10. The Dolphins missed like 4 fourth-down conversions. But they had the backup in who obviously didn't have a lot of practice, not as good as Tua.
Tyreek should have got arrested again.
Might have helped. That seems to be the good luck charm, even though it wasn't quite arrested, just detained. He needs to be detained every week. Just like, man,
I'm sure,
superstition, man. You got to be
sure
speedy.
He has a baby mama to beat or something to get some handcuffs slapped on him.
Several. Shit. Give him more credit than that. He got at least 3.
That's what I'm saying. He got hosed in different area codes. Probably has one in each town he could beat.
That's a good point. You can do all 17 games. It don't have to be a home game. You just be on the road. Be good to go.
Not beating women is funny.
Like,
Tyreek Hill getting arrested for beating women is funny.
I mean, and he's still out there playing like nothing happened. I mean, with the beating women part. The other bullshit about the speeding and the way he was treated, that was some bullshit too. It takes a lot to offend my ass. I can't remember if I've ever been offended. So I'm sitting walking around Boulder, going to lunch one day, and I can't remember if I told the story. It was a coworker. It was lunch. It was a weekday. It was a weekday. So I know now. It was a weekday, so it was lunch. And we're walking back. I think it was me and the secretary or the front desk receptionist, whatever. Who the hell cares? We're walking back, and some crazy white dude, no shirt. You could tell the demographic is what it was. And he's riding his bike. He's riding by us, and he yells, "F you, nigger!" So I was like, okay. And I just keep walking, and the girl, white girl, young, this is 15 years ago, so she was probably 25 or so. And she's like, oh my God. And she's getting all butthurt and bent out of shape. And I'm just sitting there walking. It was like, whatever. And she's like, aren't you upset? And all this. I was like, no. I mean, technically, he has a right to say whatever the hell he wants to say.
Shit.
And, there goes
keep
camera.
talking.
I was like, there goes camera.
Now you're good.
There goes the other camera.
Keep going.
But yeah, so I'm like, no. I mean, he can say whatever the hell he wants. As long as he's not trying to confront me, we're going to be okay. He could just mind his business, yell what he wants, and keep on riding away.
Exactly.
But I'm all like, okay, whatever. And I just kept on walking. But she was so damn offended and butthurt. And I'm just sitting there like, man, that was a good sandwich we just had at that deli. I mean, I didn't even care. It was like, whatever.
Is the deli still open?
It is actually. That deli is still there. But again, if he had walked up to me or got off his bike and wanted to be confrontational, I'm not the type who's going to just let that go. I mean, it's like, okay, well, you want. I will never start anything in the sense of physical violence. I will run my mouth as much as I need to get somebody else to start it. But when it comes to actual Putting hands on somebody first, that's not something I'm doing. So
You won't start it,
on.
but you'll
I think
like
I
it.
got it.
Hang on.
oh man.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let's
that's
click
fun.
this.
Why did both of our cameras go out, dude? What the hell? What
Is
are you
mine
doing?
the only
Let's
one
see.
that's on? Because mine's on
Yeah,
my
dude.
side. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I see you.
All right, hold
For
on.
some reason,
Wait,
I don't see
think I got it. I got it.
I think I got it.
Oh,
I think I got it.
snap.
Oh,
Happy birthday
shit. Look
to
at
It's somebody's
this.
birthday today.
Look at
Happy
this.
Birthday
dear
to
Lou.
you. Happy birthday to Lou.
dear Lewis. Happy birthday to you.
All right, I don't know if this is
Cha
going to
cha
work,
cha.
Yeah. That's not the first time I've seen Duke explode all over the camera.
but these didn't even. Hang on.
Fellas, okay, that's a hell of y'all planned that really well. I'm all like, what the hell is going on over here?
Okay, I didn't put these on before right now, and I can't see shit.
Lou's Vader shirt is even blacker.
Looks good on you though. I like.
I thought you'd like the cupcakes.
It's got some. Oh, by the way, it's for y'all watching. It is not a straight up black shirt. Just so you know, we gonna throw out some love to J.J. y'all.
Yeah, we
Rest
haven't
in
even
peace,
gotten to
y'all.
that yet.
No, not yet. But nah, sweet y'all. No, seriously. Yeah, if I wasn't black, y'all see me blushing. That's pretty badass. Good looking
Happy
out.
birthday, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Last year in my 40s. Think of that. Next year when we're on episode 80. Yeah.
That's how old you'll feel.
Dude, for real. Man, with my shit, I already feel 80. We're already there. Shit, motherfucker. I'm taking naps during the day already. So it's like
You'll be taking naps during the podcast.
For real. I was like, yeah, give me 15. I'll be right back.
I don't even like this. I think this is supposed to streamer out, but it didn't.
Oh yeah. I would expect that it would have.
But that's fine.
You shooting blanks, dude?
Hopefully the rest
shooting
of it,
blanks.
Hopefully the rest of it came out. Hopefully it came out good on the. We'll have to watch it on film afterwards.
Came out okay.
All right, thanks, Lou.
Man, yeah, if I'd have known, I'd have been. Oh yeah, y'all. 49. I
had to find Darth Vader party hats. They don't make party hats like they used to.
What? You would think for kids' parties and shit, they'd have nothing but.
I went to Party City last night. They had nothing. I checked everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Star Wars. Okay, maybe they're out. Princesses, Peppa Pig, Bluey. Nothing.
They didn't have Bluey.
It's all glasses.
Nothing.
It's all.
How do you not have?
It's all
the most popular thing right now.
It's all headbands.
Right?
Like.
Yeah.
That is. So. I don't know if that's sad or is the people just don't care. Or wait, the kids are even having birthdays? No, yeah, they are. Because
they do.
SO's little one went to like 4 parties this summer.
That was horrible.
That actually makes me wonder, like, what the hell is that about? Because that used to be the thing, right? You'd go there, you have all the themes. Anything that's popular,
they have the themes. They just didn't have the hats.
Yeah.
So that's what
Everybody
I mean,
gets like Grogu ears now or Bluey ears.
No. It would be that. No, see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when you have the theme, it's everything, including the hats, balloons, napkins, paper plates, the plasticware, all of it. The running tablecloths, everything. It's like it's one section is all this IP. Next section, it's all the same shit, right? It's this tablecloth, napkins. Yeah. And that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it had everything except for
hats.
Yeah, they still have the plates and the banners, so you can put the banner up that says Happy Birthday and stuff. That being said, dude, your fucking Grogu behind your left shoulder is freaking me out, dude. That's some creepy shit. I'm sorry. Like,
where do you see a Grogu?
I don't have a Grogu.
Yeah, you do. Look behind your left shoulder. Turn around.
Oh. See, because it's up and down, I don't have that.
I'm not looking. I'm like, the way I'm looking at your screen, I don't see it. I'm like, where's the? Yeah, that's a little creepy. He ain't wrong.
And it's like, and it's just like right on the edge. So all I can see is Grogu's dead eyes, just like, come with me.
That is so wild. On my screen, all I have is the width of Jack's shoulders, and so I don't see Grogu. Like on one side, I see it looks like a backpack the edge of a backpack. Like I can see 80% of the backpack.
There's Bo-Katan, yep.
No, up top, above that, above your minis. Looks like above. There's four things stacked up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So the backpack, that's what I could see on one side. The other side, dude, it's your left shoulder, or I think it's your left shoulder.
It's some boxes
going up the edge of boxes. That's all I see. So, dude, how you see the other stuff, I have no idea.
He's got big old gangster monitors.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He sure does.
What is it? Hashtag widescreen life.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm just using my basic laptop monitor. I mean, I've got a second monitor. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, dude?
Right.
That being said, how was your birthday, Lou?
It was good.
You were up at 5:30, so I mean that's.
I was up. I just went to bed early the night before, so I was tired. Didn't get my nap in again, so I was asleep by like 9:30. Up at 5:30, watching sports shit all day. It's like get up at 6, and then first take at 8, and then all the shit I DVR'd. SO came over, got me Darth Vader waffle maker, Darth Vader head waffle maker, and made waffles with some.
Wait, are you allowed to eat waffles though?
Yeah, waffles are fine. Yeah, again, I can have stuff. It's just don't overdo
moderation.
It. Yeah. Okay. So naturally, I said fuck that, and it had 6 waffles.
And they were Darth Vader shaped.
They were Darth Vader shaped. I went with the syrup. I was like, you know what? I took my blood sugar test this morning. I'm like, I'll take it again tomorrow. I'm not taking it again the rest of it. And afterwards, got the breakfast, and it was fantastic. I had peaches and strawberries to go with it. I did do minimal syrup. I wasn't that crazy, so I didn't go all out like I used to. And then I went and ran some errands, came back, and I came back with the new blizzards from Dairy Queen. Because they had a couple new flavors, so I got her the French silk pie one, and I got the sea salt caramel truffle one, or whatever it was, toffee one. Both were fantastic, and it was like, I think it was that point when it was like, yeah, I'm not testing later tonight. I did it this morning. I got my numbers this morning. I'll check it again on the 13th. We good. I'm like, it's my damn birthday. I'm gonna go all out. And then I have to obviously exercise some emails from all the various signups that gave me free desserts and BOGOs and free sandwiches, free burgers. I gotta do all that. I have until end of the month for most of them. Nothing Bundt cake. I got a 2-for-1 I got a free birthday cake from them and a BOGO in the same week. So I gotta try that strawberry pop buntlet. So I gotta give that a shot. I'll give that.
Did you know Nothing Bundt cake is from Vegas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that back in the day. Matter of fact, when I first moved out here, I had one sent to me for my first birthday out here in 2012, and it was from NBC, like 20 miles away. And then 6 months later, a year later, they put one here in Boulder. Right? I mean, it's if I wanted to walk to the grocery store, I actually have to go past the Nothing Bundt cakes before I get to it. So that's how close it is. And the grocery store is not even half a mile. So yeah, there's one. I introduced my coworker when I was at the old job when I first moved back here. I introduced my coworkers to Nothing Bundt cakes for birthdays. They used to do this other thing. And after I introduced them, I brought a bunch of the little buntlets, not buntinis. I bought a 12-pack of the buntinis, the little minis, and they started switching over to doing birthdays using NBC after that because they were so good. Still are, man. It's still my jam. If I want a cake, it's either that. I go to Nothing Bundt cake, or I go to any grocery store or whatever. I want that French silk pie. That French silk pie is it's happening. I like apple pie, but with my gallbladder issues, I can't really handle apples. My stomach can't really deal with it. So if I know I'm going to be home, I'll tear up some apple pie. I don't care what happens. It's like, man, we're good.
Or and then the apple pie is like, guess what, Lou?
Right?
Now I'm going to tear you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or I'll wait till I'm on my way to Target and I'm about to give somebody some job security. They're going to be good.
You look at that chart, you're like, oh, nobody's looked at the bathroom since 10 a.m. this morning.
Right. It's
They're going to regret it.
Yep. It's like they just made a mistake. Or go to one places like, if our bathroom's clean, text us at blah, blah, blah. I'll go in there, eat some apple pie, go in there and just text them like, look, y'all need service.
You hit the button on the way out. Boop. If this bathroom is clean, hit this button. beep,
yeah.
beep, beep.
How many times I gotta press it? It's like, man.
You just leave a 20 on the wall. There you
Right?
go.
It's like, here you go. It's like, my bad. I know what's up. Here you go. But yeah, so it was basically, watch my basic routine other than the breakfast. That was new. That was awesome. Ran some errands, and then it was kind of like catch up with my shows leading up to the football game. And like I said, there was the early game as well. So I got 3 screens going. I've got the basketball, the WNBA game on one screen. I got the college football game on one, and then after that, an hour later, the pro game kicked off. And it's like, all right, cool. Until it got boring. The college games was really good. It was really weird. It was 28-28 at halftime, and then the second half there was a field goal.
Wow.
One field goal. Yeah, it was 28-28, ended 31-28. But like I said, it was my team that I bet on that won it, got that field goal. So, kudos to me. I'm all like, man, I don't know if I want to wait for the government check. Let me just get my Roosevelts now with my winnings.
Right. So what did you do with your unemployment? I gambled. I bet on sports.
Right? What'd you do? Let's see. Let's see. I napped. I slept. I slept. I had really weird hours where I'd wake up and I'd be. You know what's funny though? Because this whole new going to bed early, quote unquote, proper time, waking up 5:36, whatever. That's new for the last week. Before that, man, I'd be up all night, go to bed at 7 in the morning, wake up 2 in the afternoon. It was just like, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden last week I'm back to quote unquote regular schedule. So
somebody's ready for a job.
Dude, not even kidding. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and apply for this one job. I did too. I was like, because I'm like, man, as much as I could sit here and watch all this shit and could play video games, well, now that it's football season, I'm catching up on fantasy football shows and NFL Live, and it's like, man, the timing just was like, why did it have to be during football season? I want to catch up on all this shit, like Star Wars games, and like I was gonna do, and all of a sudden it's like, no, the extra time I have, it's basically, if I'm not packing up something for eBay, I'm watching sports news or something close to it. So, but yeah, I did. It's not even kidding. It's like yesterday. It was actually yesterday. I saw this. I was on LinkedIn, went and saw it, and I was like, well, that's not too far. They're only 15 miles away, and they do it. That whole hybrid work from home, go in the office. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, let me just. I won't. Don't get me wrong. I did not make a huge effort about it. I half-assed the LinkedIn application. Didn't even copy my resume. I'll just fill out these questions and we'll go from there. It's like, if they call, great. If they don't, great. Yeah, I was like, I'm not trying that hard. Maybe in a couple of weeks. But I imagine in 2 weeks, I'll get through next weekend because next weekend is Comic-Con tickets go on sale. So I'll get through tomorrow, which is Hasbro.
I think it took us cross-eyed.
There we go.
I was like, oh.
Hey, you survived it for like 20 minutes. So
yeah.
So kudos to you.
I don't know how Dr. Disrespect does it. Oof.
Dude, for real. But yeah, so I'll get through tomorrow's Hasbro PulseCon thing, whatever it's called. I think it starts at 11.
Hey, one of the guys I do is I pay a Patreon for him. He's going to be on that. So.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
No. That's pretty cool. I mean, what's his role?
It looks like from his Instagram post, it looks like he's going to be talking about G.I. Joe. So he's they do action figure stuff. But he's was it Galaxy Media?
What's his name? That way, when he's rolling, I'm texting. Hey, your boy's on.
Dan Larson.
Okay. Oh, there we go. That's less creepy, actually. I like that.
Yeah, way less creepy.
But yeah,
it looks like Grogu just went on Jimmy Fallon actually, like because the silver moon and all. Never mind.
No, I can see that. So I got that tomorrow on Friday, and then Saturday I went ahead and did that early showing of Transformers 1. I was watching. Matter of fact, I was watching one of my sports shows, and a commercial came up. A commercial came up for it was like, it comes out Friday, but you can see it now at select
it's
theaters.
like a fan event thing or something.
Yeah,
They'll give you like a poster or some shit. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know all that, honestly. I just thought it was just an early viewing. So I went to, it's like Century or Cinemark, whatever's doing this. So I looked it up, put in my zip code, and the theater I went to go on Monday to go to that blind movie, whatever, or whatever they
surprise
call it.
Or whatever.
Yeah, there was a specific name for it. But yeah, so it's the same theater about 40 minutes away, and I was like, well, I don't have plans Saturday, so why not? So I had, I got 7 free tickets still. So used one, got me a 5:00 show on Saturday, and I'll watch Transformers 1 a little bit early. And then the week will be quiet, and then Saturday will be morning Comic-Con ticket attempt, and then evening Star Wars Empire Strikes Back Symphony. So hopefully I'll be going to that Symphony with a smile. I know, right? If I don't go to the Symphony with the smile because of tickets, I'm at least going to leave the Symphony with a smile because of the show. So
exactly.
So it'll be good. And you know how it is. I ain't gonna sweat it if I don't get tickets on Saturday. There's always October registration to try again. And I knock on wood. We're gonna be all right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of us that are able to get tickets. Or to attempt tickets anyway.
Womp womp.
So I think only. Yeah, I was gonna say I think only Duke and your SO Jack only ones who can't do it, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody else got legit ticks this year.
Yeah. So it's like 4 of us. We need. Technically, we only need 1 of us to get through because the pro can handle the other ones.
Yep.
So it's like, all right, we'll only need 1 out of 4. Hopefully 2 out of 4. So it's like, all right, cool.
And then there's October.
And then worst case scenario, it's like, and we've done it before where we've gotten Sunday, Thursday tickets, and then we jumped in and was able to finish the last set of tickets during open registration. So it's like, okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. I'm honestly not stressing it too much. And it's like, okay, that's cool.
Also, I thought I picked all that up, but I just looked under my desk and realized like half of it's under my desk.
Story of your life.
Yep. Think I've cleaned up my mess? Nope. I looked under the desk.
So kind of backtracking just a few minutes. So the movie that my old ass, some Sundance.
Not your old ass. That's what the movie was called.
Correct. We're not talking about, even though it's my birthday, we're not talking about my old ass.
Your old ass went to watch my old ass.
My old ass went to go watch my old ass. Like
so much ass, so much old.
Oh, dude, the philosophical conundrum that's going there. Yeah. Stop making assumptions. But it was pretty good. It was pretty happy. It was like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be the Killers Game movie or the one with the creepy Matt McAvoy movie, because those both come out. Yeah, Speak No Evil or Killers Game, because they have both come out this week, right? So I was like, okay, it'll be one of those two. And then the way they do it just like a regular movie. You have your commercials, your trailers, and then you don't know what the movie is until literally it starts. And the movie starts, and it's like, oh, what the heck is this? And then it's like, my old ass comes up. I'm like, I haven't even heard of this movie. And it was like, all right, cool. So we watch it, and it's actually pretty good. It's, the first thing that came to mind with the first 10, 15 minutes of this movie, it's not quite like Clerks, but it reminded me of Clerks only because the first part of the movie is these 3 friends. The 3 friends are basically just chatty. They're just on a boat for a few minutes. They're going to go grab some supplies, then go chill on an island and do their camping thing. And they're just talking. And the dialogue was written so well. It was like, I could totally see this conversation happen. It doesn't feel like it was a staged conversation. Like Clerks, right? When you watch Clerks or Clerks 2, you're like, yeah, I could see people having this conversation. And it was like, okay, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm digging this already just because of that. The writing was well done and how the dialogue played out. And it was like, okay, cool. And it turned out the movie was pretty damn good. So, life lessons type thing. And I don't know. One of these movies, I would not have went to see this movie. There's zero chance.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I would have went. And then I watched it and was like, I'm glad I watched this movie. I have no problem recommending it to anybody to say, yeah, I don't even think it was an hour and a half, like an hour and 25-minute movie, hour 20-minute movie. It wasn't not very long at all. I didn't even know they could do that. I thought movies had to be like 90 minutes
to be considered. To be honest with you,
to be followed. I'm fine with that too. Get to the point. If you need more to fill in more, fine. Don't force it. Don't force a 2-hour movie just to force a 2-hour movie.
And I'm fine with like a big blockbuster being 2 hours or 2.5 hours, but that should be the exception and not the rule.
I mean, like I said, for me, it just has to make sense.
Yeah.
It needs to be 2 hours because you're filling in somebody's character. You're filling in this stuff. For some movies, you could hour and a half is all you need. It's these popcorn movies. You don't need 120 minutes.
No.
90, 95 minutes. You get in, get out. Jason stays the movie. You know what I mean? And I'm good. But yeah, all good. Dude.
Well, not that we have a transition for it, but the reason why.
You know what? I was going to say, we do have a transition. I want to hear about your freaking Comic-Con trip.
Oh, all right. I mean, we could talk about that, sure. So last weekend was Rose City Comic-Con. So it's the biggest one. It's probably second to Emerald City. Emerald City's up in Seattle. That one is huge. That one's like, as far as West Coast goes, I think it comes close to WonderCon, second to San Diego. As far as like West Coast,
big enough that
Rose City has always taken some form for the last. I remember when I lived here before, 1990s, mid 90s, late 90s. Used to be known as the Stumptown Comic-Con because that's one of Portland's nicknames is Stumptown. But then it became bigger. Reed took it over for a little bit. Now it's this other company, but it's not one of the ones that I'm familiar with. Like I looked at the bottom of the page for like who was running it because I think we had that conversation at one point, and
about who runs all the Comic-Cons.
Yeah, these guys are I think a smaller group. So they're not like the fandom because there's the fandom ones that are around. Is Wizard World, is that still a thing anymore?
No, they all turned into a Fan Expo.
There we go. It's Fan Expo.
All the Fan Expos were Wizard Worlds.
Okay. So Fan
Except
Expo.
for Denver. Denver was actually Denver Comic Con. Now it's Fan Expo Denver.
But and then there's all the ones that Reed does. And then there's a third one, and I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but I used to be way more embedded in it when I was volunteering at Celebration because we'd always have conversations about who was running it because then we would know kind of how the politics and stuff like that were going to work as far as with getting money and that type of thing with them. Not the point. So these guys are one-off. There was a ton of people there. Katie Sackhoff was there. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost were there. Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum. So, I mean, they had a lot of couples. The big ones, as far as we were concerned, was Hayden was there and Rosario was there. Their autographs were a little on the spinny side, and getting pictures with them was outrageous. But the rest of the tickets. So I went on Friday, so it was $50 for the entire weekend. I think it was 130. So not terrible as far as prices go.
Yeah.
They even tried to upsell me for the whole weekend when I was in the queue for Friday. They were saying for $44 we could give you all 3 days. So I think they still were. But I had plans for the rest of the weekend. The only day I could go is Friday, so I'm not gonna. It'd be one of those things like I'd have the ticket and feel the need like I had to use it. So then I would have like raced to go for an hour and then type of thing. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So I went with my friend Morgan. We went on Friday. We met downtown, walked to the convention center. Friday was like the perfect day to go. It was super chill. There wasn't a ton of people signing. The weird thing was that Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, she was only signing on Friday as opposed to the whole weekend, which I thought was kind of interesting because usually
it's weird because she lives up there.
Right.
I think she lives in Portland.
Yeah, I think she's from here.
Was she only signing on Friday, but there, or not even there Saturday?
I don't even think she was here the rest of the weekend. I think it was only signing and only doing stuff on Friday.
Well, it could be. You know how it is, actor schedules. They could have.
But then,
work.
like also Patton Oswalt was here all weekend, and he wasn't an official signer, but he was signing in like the Dark Horse booth because he's doing a comic with
one
of the Bloom guys and stuff like that, like a horror comic. So he was signing in their booth all weekend. So, but if you would have went to the page, you would have seen him as like a special guest, but you couldn't buy an autograph or anything from him.
Fully get that. 2 years ago when I was in Colorado Springs, that same thing happened with Timothy Zahn. He was not listed, but he was doing something else in the booth, signing, like, obviously his novels, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
What I liked about the Rose City was that there was a ton of artists. It wasn't a ton of, like, I feel like Comic-Con, the number of vendors that they have even just spread out through the entire exhibit hall is like the number of people selling stickers is just like, you're all fucking doing the same thing, guys. Like, we don't need 50 sticker vendors. Come on.
Exactly.
Even at Rose City,
they're different stickers.
But even at Rose City, there was I think there were 8 of them that were all doing bumper stickers, stickers for your car, stickers for your water bottle, that type of thing. And I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He did all the art for all the Marvel zombie stuff. He was kind of the big artist that was there.
The one that wasn't Kirkman.
Yeah, the one that wasn't Kirkman. So he did a bunch of Walking Dead after, I think, the original guy, the original artist, Charlie Adlard. I mispronounced that. I'm sure.
Yes. No, you're right. Yeah.
After he left, I think this guy. I'm gonna look him up while I'm talking. He took over and did a bunch of stuff, but then he also did all the covers for Marvel Zombies, the Marvel Zombies comics, and did a ton of Marvel Zombie stuff. So we went and bought a couple 11 by 18s from him. He had done a bunch of. I bought one where it was like a zombie Clint Eastwood, and then the cover of all of the, for those that don't know, which I don't know why you would be listening to this if you didn't know, but all of the original Marvel Comics covers were all spins on famous covers that had come out before. So like the Spider-Man in the web, the Spider-Man saving the person. The one that I got was the Wolverine where he was fighting the Hulk. Yeah, and the claws were out.
That's one of my favorite.
Yeah, and so
collection.
Yeah. Come on, Arthur Sudan. Arthur Sudan, I think is how you pronounce it. But he had like 4 tables for his booth. Most of the rest of the people had half a table, if not a quarter of the table. It was actually pretty crazy when you saw him, and he just has this giant booth, and you're like, oh, okay, and you see the person next to him, and there's 4 people crammed shoulder to shoulder next to each other, and you're like, this seems weird. But no, I mean, we walked through the entire thing in like 4 hours, and we were done. Picked up a couple small things. Roosevelt's was there. That's where I picked up the shirt. They also had a Star Wars shirt that was exclusive to. Well, I think it was exclusive to San Diego, or to Rose City, right? The Star Wars one they're not selling.
All
anymore.
3 of those shirts.
All 3. Yeah.
And then they had a third one, which was the Batman, the colorway.
Yeah.
So Roosevelt's was probably the biggest vendor there, which was kind of interesting. There were a bunch of smaller vendors doing things. BB Create was there. So I got to talk to that guy for a little bit, which was kind of cool because I had my Wolverine and Deadpool shirt on. And so I got stopped by a couple people, I think. So I think I talked to the owner of BB Create because the way he was talking was he knew way more. But it was nice to walk up and not have to wait in line for 45 minutes and then get rushed through. Like, I just talked to him and he was like, hey, and I'm like, hey, man, like, cool, I'm glad you guys are here. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, were you at San Diego? And I go, yeah. And he's like, awesome. So then we talked about that for a little bit. And he was telling me that they, the story. And he was saying like how I guess they originally asked for like a corner booth. And I guess they gave them one, but then they took it away at like the last minute. So that's why their booth was so screwed up, because the booth was set up to be in a corner. But then they put them like in the middle of an aisle, which So that totally made sense, because I was like, yeah, dude, like I wish that layout would have been better. He's like, oh yeah, me too. Like we tried and da. So I was like, it was cool to get that story. Again, you're not going to get that story in San Diego because they're just like, get through the line,
Yep.
So that's the nice thing is, and I'm sure Lou will agree with this, that's the nice thing about some of these smaller cons is that you can stop and interact with people a little bit more and get
for
stories
sure.
even about other cons,
Even the autograph area with Denver being smaller than San Diego, there's a lot of opportunity where people have gone through somebody's line and you can just chat with somebody for a minute. It's actually chat. So that's super cool.
Yeah. So just picked up a few small things, nothing too crazy. Used your Wild Bill's mug, so thank you again for that.
Yeah.
$7 for the day, which wasn't terrible.
Not at all, considering one drink is like $7 if you want to buy a bottle of soda.
And my friend Morgan had never had sarsaparilla before, so he got to drink sarsaparilla for the first time.
Did you have a favorite flavor?
I only did the root beer because I only brought one cup. So
I thought you were bringing a water bottle to pour in.
I did, but then he didn't bring a water bottle. So then I drank the root beer out of my bottle while he drank the sarsaparilla out of the cup.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
okay.
And then
did you go back for refills?
We went back twice.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't. But I was like, I didn't want to mix the flavors and stuff.
Oh, you didn't want to rinse the cup. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
I think the strawberry cream was my favorite in Denver.
Yeah. I'll.
The sarsaparilla obviously is good. The root beer. I think the root beer is better than the sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
I like sarsaparilla normally more than root beer, but their root beer I like better than their sarsaparilla.
Yeah. I should have picked up they had a Rose City Comic-Con mug there. I should have picked one up.
Right on. Yeah, honestly, and then like I told you, wherever they go, your cup is useful. Like even the smaller events out here in Colorado. How was Roosevelt's booth? Was it busy? Was it not busy?
Walk up, dude. I think the second time I went up there to get my third Star Wars shirt with my friend, which I probably could have, except for the fact that I interacted with them, so that was my fault. Because when I walked up, they were like, "Oh, you went to San Diego," and I'm like, "Yeah. I'm trying to get 2 shirts for my friend," and the girl's like, "Well, you could go to the whatever their little fan club is," and I'm like, "I just want one more shirt, man. Like, come on." Like, so thankfully, I had a friend who was volunteering there, so I went and grabbed him and said, "Hey, can you walk with me for a minute?" What I should have done is just grab somebody walking by and said, "Oh, hey, bud, like, how's it going? Hey, look,
friend.
here's my other friend. Can I have my third shirt now, you assholes?" Like,
see, I didn't understand that in Denver either. It's like if there's no line, at that point, just freaking sell to whoever wants one. It's like that's ridiculous to me.
I get having allocations.
They have pins?
I didn't. They had pins.
They did.
But they didn't have anything exclusive.
The blind pins.
Yeah, just blind ones.
Yeah, they had those.
And I get the daily allocations, but I mean, if I'm showing up at 6:00 and they're closing at 8, like
that's my thing. If it's half an hour or an hour before closing, it's like Denver. Okay, we're gonna give people a chance. People showing up late, whatever, who got their ticket, no big deal. But when you're like, we close at 8, or Denver, we close at 7, and it's 6:00. At that point, no limit.
Yeah.
Especially since the very next day, it's no limit. It's like, come on.
Right?
They need to work on that.
But then, that same friend, I had him go and pick this up because this was a Saturday. They didn't release this one until Saturday. But, I mean, overall, like, I would totally go back again for 4 hours or 6 hours on a Friday and just walk around. Like, I mean, it's a really big space, and so the aisles are really wide. Like, they did have some cool things. That's one thing, too, that I was like, I was talking to Morgan about with San Diego is like, I don't feel like you get a chance to like just meander and look at things. Like you're always like being pushed, like it's like a wave. So you never get a chance to like pause and like look. Like they had a couple of the booths had like the wood 3D etched maps, right? Like the relief maps. And I'm sure those were at San Diego. Never fucking saw them. Because like unless there's a point, like if it's somebody that you're going to see, I feel like it's really hard to just get those random like, oh, like this is different. It's just to me it was a lot easier on Friday to just meander and just walk slow and just look both sides. You know, at San Diego you're looking at one side and you're just like, okay, I'm just looking on this one side. Okay, pins, I don't care. Okay, same art prints that we saw before, like. The Fallout, the one that we did for the Fallout, the bottle cap thing, Jack. Those guys were there at Comic-Con. The Tentacle Kitties people were there. So I mean, there was a fair amount. I was actually kind of surprised at the number of crossover that there
San
was.
Diego.
Yeah. But then I also felt like it was way easier for me to just walk around and look at their stuff as opposed to feel like, oh, we got to go. We got somewhere to be. We got to, we have pressure to go do things. Like
Portland 2024 was San Diego 2000, 25 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But
that was my first year I went was 2000 was the very first year I went.
But yeah, I think, I think you guys would enjoy it. I mean,
is it always early September?
Yeah, 7th through the 9th next year, I think is when.
They get some good panels. Their panels were shit,
but
dude.
again,
I looked at the list.
If you're doing it if you're doing it as like a Portland trip, we just build that one night. Yeah, that's
like a day to go.
Then Saturday we go to the gorge and Sunday we go to the beach or whatever. Like, then at least then at least we do something as like a.
I'm sorry. Did you just say the beach? Lou threw up in his mouth a little bit.
You know what's funny? As soon as I heard that, what my brain said to me was, "Oh, cool! They're going to the beach. I'll have a second day at the con." So that's what I heard. I'll get the Roosevelt shirts.
Lou's like, you guys need Roosevelts from the other day.
Yeah, I'll get your Saturday Roosevelt shirts while you guys are at the beach.
Here's the rub: is that you never actually, when you're in Oregon, you never actually go to the beach. The beach is you drive along the one, and you stop at all the breweries and the Tillamook Cheese Factory, and that's it. You never actually touch the beach because the beach sucks.
I was like, yes, we'll go to the beach then.
I'm like, hey, beach sounds great. Yeah, I didn't know I was a beach guy.
Like, we could go to Tillamook, go to the Cheese Factory. There's a big ass winery that has like 1 billion different wines we could go to, and then there's a giant.
You got me a cheese factory, bro.
What's that?
We'll get a cheese factory.
Yeah, okay. And there's also a big military museum there too. So
do they have any Saving Private Ryan stuff?
Yep, they actually have the Jeep that he was saved on.
Walk in. You already know what the store's going to be like in the first 10 minutes.
But no, I mean, that would be cool if we could. And the nice thing is that it's far enough away from San Diego. It doesn't feel like it's like, oh shit, we got to do this again. So. Just throwing that out there as an idea.
There. No, it's a good one. It's as simple as that. It's a good idea.
So, but yeah, that was San Diego. So,
Portland.
Sorry, yeah, Portland, Rose City.
Wow, that's much, bro. Dang.
Yeah, are we going back? Can we go back? But yeah, so that was my experience. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself.
That wasn't your first
like
time,
you said,
was
Jack. Was that? No, but it'd been years.
Oh,
it's been a long
first time in forever.
Okay. Yeah. Just because every weekend, every time it comes
music,
up,
exactly. I was like, oh, that's a Frozen reference.
every time every time it comes up, I haven't thought about it, and then I always have plans, and so it's one of those things like until you guys actually mentioned the Roosevelt stuff, I was kind of like, maybe I'll go. But then when we started talking about the Roosevelt thing, I was like, okay, now I have a reason to go. Like I needed something to and
push you,
yeah. But I enjoyed myself. There was a lot of people there, a lot of different types of art.
And now we can be twinsies in Japan.
Yep, 100%.
With our weird Watchmen colored Star Wars shirts.
Yeah, that whole bottom of the half of the shirt, I was like, what is going on with that? Whatever.
All right.
Still look cool. I ain't gonna lie, I still like it.
It's still exclusive. Ain't nobody else got it.
Yep. Well, it'll be me. It'll be that and a bunch of ropers that I'll have.
Right.
Dude. I should do that. Now that I won that money, you know what? Happy birthday to me. I'm going to buy myself that roper. The Robin Hood one.
Robin Hood one?
Yeah. Well, assuming it's not sold out, because I know the 2X, 3X, and 4X were all sold out. So if the XL.
I mean, it is a nice shirt, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of shirts, you guys are representing tonight because the
worst news of the year.
Worst
news. Shit.
Ugh. Cannot. James Earl Jones, bro, was 93. He was alive when our parents were born, doing his thing.
He was only 3 when my dad was born, so you know.
He was alive.
Yeah, my dad's
right.
Old as shit.
Still a true statement.
Yeah, still a true statement.
Yeah, that shit was not pleasant news. I saw it pop up on Twitter about 30 seconds before I texted you guys.
Yeah.
I saw it then. It was like, oh, that's not true. I saw it on Twitter. Then I went to go because Diss Trackers posted it,
Right.
And then I went to go like see if anybody else was like, tell me this is not real.
I need 2 sources.
Yeah, honestly,
Right.
yeah. I was like, I need more than just this. And then I confirmed it, and then I texted you guys, and then I kind of just I was in the bedroom listening to sports radio. I only listen to sports radio when I don't want to hear all the positive happiness.
In the bedroom with your pants off, you're just like,
I mean,
oh yeah.
I did not have pants on. I was like, I did not have pants on.
With the salty Bronco tears.
You know, hell yeah. I keep an orange and blue jersey just for this reason.
It's standing up on its own.
But yeah, I kind of just stayed in the room for a bit because SO was out here watching something. I was like, you know what? I don't really want to be bothered.
I need a minute.
And I just kind of stayed in there, kept it to myself, didn't tell her anything. I was just like, this sucks. And it was like, man, I was like, man, I think I told you guys, like, I wasn't this bad off when my grandma died 3 years ago. So
right.
It's like, what the hell? But yeah, so yeah, that was some brutal news. I'm sitting there going, then all of a sudden I'm going through, I'm like, oh, Lion King and Conan the Barbarian, obviously Star Wars, and it was like other things, Field of Dream, all these things was like, what the hell?
Well, as I was reading about him, he's one of the few people that have gotten an EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he was a stage actor years ago.
It's a handful of people that have ever done that, and he was one of them.
Right on. Yeah, I did not know that. That's pretty badass. Then after all that, then I went. I'm not gonna lie. It was like 20 minutes later, and I was like, how old was he? I had no idea. I was like, so I went and looked it up. And matter of fact, I looked it up about 30 seconds, Jack, before you texted and said he was 93. I was like, so funny because I just looked it up 30 seconds before you sent that text. So I was like, all right, cool, dude. I mean, I didn't know he was 93. Yeah, he definitely had a life. Nope. Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And then it was like, all right, what I'm gonna watch? Is it gonna be Lion King? Is it gonna be Star Wars? Is it gonna be Conan? I went with Conan because that was the first movie I saw in the theater.
And it's not one you normally go to for James Earl Jones.
Exactly.
You have so many more options for him.
For real. So I picked that one, and I knew I was doing Star Wars next weekend anyway with Empire. So, which means I'll watch A New Hope on Friday to watch Empire on Saturday. Then I'll come home and watch Jedi. So I already have a plan.
But I read that a few years ago he sold his voice to Disney to use it as Darth Vader forever.
Yep, heard that too. Yep.
He hooked up with Matt Wood at Skywalker Sound, and they recorded to train the AI to be his voice. Somebody asked, like, well, why don't they do that with Mufasa? Because he only sold it to be Darth Vader.
Right.
Which
I'm fine with. I mean, it's such.
Oh, 100%.
It's such. I mean, you can't. I don't know. You can't really. I mean, he came back to do Rebels. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I can't picture anybody else.
Well, they used a shadow of his voice in Kenobi, right?
There was an overlap.
Yeah, I think it was.
There was an overlap.
Yeah, it was him and Hayden.
It was when the mask got chopped, and then it was like breaking. I thought I read something that they had like altered Hayden's voice a little bit, made it modular, but then also brought, because it was almost like James Earl Jones was Vader, and so with the Vader coming in, like then it was that transition point, you know. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong.
No. That's exactly what they. I mean, I think it was the James Earl Jones digital voice. It wasn't him.
Yeah. No,
but it was a digital version, what they use with Hayden's. That is correct. I read that too, so that did happen. And it was well done too, honestly. I mean, there wasn't a lot of good about the Obi-Wan show, but that was good. But yeah, so for me, it was just like, I mean, that shit hit hard. And it's like, even now, it's like, okay, like if we weren't doing pod tonight, I might have watched another, J.J. movie. So it might have been Lion King, especially when the new one's coming out soon. Might have been Field of Dreams. I haven't seen it in a while. You know, Lion King was basically top 3 of my Disney movies, so that one I've seen a lot. But Conan every couple years, Field of Dreams every couple decades. You know what I mean? It's
you're not putting CNN on or anything.
I mean, if I can, it's like that's the first thing that comes to mind. But sometimes MSNBC just takes over, and it's got to be MSNBC. But
damn it, Jack.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. We gotta see how the cats are doing. So, you know what's funny though? What's funny is I've seen like videos from that town that people are actually saying that Haitians are doing that stuff. So it's like I don't know what's real and what's not. Like, is it real? Is it not real? Is it story fact or fiction? It's like Trump said all that crap because it's all over the internet, right? Well, if you guys haven't seen on some YouTube videos, there are people at the town hall saying, "Hey, these Haitians are doing this with the parks and the ducks and all this." Not so much with the pets, but it's more with the wild animals that are out there, pigeons and ducks and stuff that are at the lakes. Not too many stories about dogs and household freaking cats, stuff like that. That to me is a little bit exaggerated. But I don't know how not true it is. So it's like, are they doing it? Are they not doing it? But at the same time, I don't want it to ruin my fun. So I don't want to go look it up and see. It's like, no. Let's enjoy this. This is so silly. Did you guys watch the debate at all?
A little bit. I was at work for most of it, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of it.
I saw the beginning, and I remember what time it was, 7:33. So I lasted 33 minutes, and it was putrid. Both of them were horrific. The very first question to Kamala was, is the economy better now than it was 4 years ago? She spent 6 minutes or whatever it was, it seemed like, not answering the question. It was, well, we're going to do this, and I have this plan, and I have this plan. I'm thinking the whole time, I'm just like, that was a yes or no question. Can we get an answer? And then we switch over to Trump, and he won't answer. Neither one of them were answering the questions that were asked of him.
Nope.
I got frustrated, and it was like, okay, Kamala's lying about this. She's trying to put Project 2025 on him, which he is not a part of. He started that way back until they went off the fucking rails, and he was like, what are you guys doing? You were supposed to come up with a decent plan. You're coming up with this ape shit over here. So he distanced himself from them once they went off the rails. So, and Kamala's like, oh, you're part of this 2020. He's like, no, I'm not. So she's lying about so much stuff. You got the two moderators who on her side, it's 3-on-1 with Trump. It's like, you know what? This whole thing is bullshit. And not just the 3-on-1, because I heard about that after the fact. I was already irritated the first half hour when neither one of these assholes would answer questions. It was, I enjoy it.
Get a couple of good memes out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoy it because I enjoy pushing buttons, and you know how it is. But at the end of the day, I don't care all that much where it's like, it's not the end of the world, but I like to push buttons more than anything else. So it's like, maybe it could be the other way around. If I hear a conversation where people are all like pro-Trump and all this, I will take the other side just so I can push the damn buttons. It's like, what? You're going to do this?
You won the argument 10 minutes ago. I'm just trying to keep you mad.
Dude, for real. I've been there. It's like, man, that's a good point. I'm on their side. But fuck it. Let's keep going with this.
Yep.
I've definitely done that a few times. Oh, man, it's too much fun.
We should run for opposite tickets, Lou. Just to...
Right? Oh, my God. We'd have so much fun with it, too. The Duke's all like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I was in the middle of this game before politics started. I'm going to go back to finish my game.
I was looking at what else James Earl Jones was in. So.
Oh, what stood out? No. That's a good question. What are the ones that are like either, oh, yeah, he was in that, or you know what I mean?
Remember, he was in like the first.
He was in
the first three Jack Ryan movies.
I was just gonna say, wasn't he in like Hunt for Red October?
In, Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, and I don't remember
Patriot Games.
Yeah, he was in all three of those. So yeah. So
sorry, Did you guys watch the Jack Ryan TV show?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. In that case, Duke was the black dude that was in that TV show. Was he the James Earl Jones character? Was he going to eventually?
I don't think so.
No, that wasn't the same name.
I don't think it was.
His name wasn't the same. Okay, I wasn't sure if his name was the same.
Let me check.
I can't remember what the name was. Greer?
Oh, no, he was. Yep.
That was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
so
Greer. Yeah.
Okay.
James Earl Jones was Admiral James Greer. And
right.
So, yeah.
And the other guy was
Wendell Pierce.
Yes, Wendell Pierce. Yep.
Yeah. So
it's a good show, Jack. Totally worth the watch.
Yeah.
All
right.
3 seasons, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
3. Yeah, it was absolutely worth the watch. So yeah, You're right. I forgot about those 3, Jack. You know, a lot of people dog the Batman one, the Affleck one, Some of All Fears. I thought it was pretty good.
Let's see. Yeah, he was in Rebels. Coming to America.
Oh yeah, King Shafi Jafar or something like that. Whatever.
He was in Doctor
Was it?
Strangelove.
Hold on,
or How
backing
I
up
Learned.
to Coming to America. Was it him and his wife, the king and queen and Lion King, also?
Yeah.
Wasn't the wife also the lion, the mom?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was kind of cool. I was like, it worked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I forgot about. He was the king. Yeah, King and Coming to America. I never saw the second one. Coming to America.
I don't think anybody did.
Right.
Kind of like Beverly Hills Cop 4.
You know what? I heard people talking good things about that one, but I think they're talking good things because they're comparing it to 3.
Well, yeah, everything's good compared to 3.
Exactly. So it was like 1 and 2 were good, but then they made 3, and it's like, so you come back with 4. A lot of people are like, go 1, 2, 4, skip 3. I could probably.
I mean, 3 did have George Lucas in it, so
that is true. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. What else? Keep going.
Let's see. What else? There was one that. Give me a second. Let me bring it back up.
There's like not a whole. There's a boxing one way back in the '60s or so.
Oh, let's see. His first credit as far as an actor goes. What he was in Guiding Light and As the World Turns.
Wow.
That's probably the Emmy.
In 1966, he was in Guiding Light as a doctor.
What did he win the Oscar for? Was that the boxing movie that I'm thinking about?
The Great White Hope.
Let's see. I think that's what.
I think so. I mean, that would make sense. I don't. Does IMDb give you awards for what it was?
Yeah, it does. If you scroll down.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, no, he got. I guess he kind of faked his Academy Award. Great White Hope, he was nominated.
Okay.
In 2011, he got a Lifetime Achievement Academy Award.
Oh, okay.
So that's what his Oscar was in. For Emmys, he won for Gabriel's Fire and Heat Wave in the 90s. He won the Golden Globe for Great White Hope for New Promising Actor Male.
Oh, is he? Promising Actor. I don't ever. Okay. No, see how that worked out.
He got a Grammy for Spoken Word Album, Great American Documents. I would let that man read me the Bill of Rights. I'll have to look that up. Tonys, he won for Great White Hope, Fences, and a Lifetime Achievement Award, and then a shitload of other Broadway awards. He was a very well awarded man.
He made, according to IMDb, he made $9,000 for A New Hope.
Well,
they said like 5 things.
I was gonna say, to be fair, he didn't really have a lot of lines in that one. So
tear the ship apart. I want them alive.
Star Wars: The Holiday Special.
Hells yeah, legendary.
The short of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, wait a minute! Doesn't that Lego movie come out today?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 13th. Yeah,
it's 4 episodes.
With Darth Jar Jar.
Wait, it's 4 episodes all dropped at once, or we have to wait?
I think so.
Yeah. No, they all drop at once.
Okay, all right. I guess I'll be watching that tomorrow.
He was in Highway to Heaven.
4-piece miniseries
with Michael Landon.
He was in Highway to Heaven.
Yeah. He was in L.A. Law.
I liked L.A. Law. That was a good show. Hey, Jimmy Smith was in that too, so you got to deal with a couple small Star Wars guys.
He was in Sneakers, the movie Sneakers with Redford. And
wasn't Kurt Russell in that?
You know what? The first thing came to my mind was Hackers, and obviously that's Jolie. So.
That was
maybe I'm thinking the computer wore Sneakers.
Sneakers was Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, Sidney Poitier, David Strathairn. He was in the Stargate SG-1 as a voice, the TV series.
What?
He did the
Somebody
voice.
Just hired him for his voice? That's rude.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Unas. He actually was in the Monopoly Star Wars video game as Darth Vader.
Oh, wow.
There's a Monopoly Star Wars
He was in
dude, it was bomb, dude. I love that thing.
He did 3 episodes of The Simpsons.
I remember that. I remember the 3 episodes. He was the jazz dude that was with Lisa.
Lips.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
He was a voice in Command and Conquer: Tiberian Sun, a video game. He was in the TV show Recess, which I did not know. He was Santa Claus in 2 episodes.
I know that show.
Yeah, that show is baller. It's on Disney Plus. It's about these kids and all they do is recess. It's a really good show.
He did he was in the Sandlot 2.
Okay, I remember him in Sandlot. Yeah.
He was in the Benchwarmers as Darth Vader voice. Scary movie for.
Okay. Wait, wasn't he in one of the what?
He
was like in high with that. What Dazed and Confused was one of the. Was that one of the freaking drug marijuana movies? What was the other one?
Yeah.
High, something with high in it. 'Cause he was in one of those.
How high? Red Man and Method Man?
No, I don't think it was that one. But he was in one of those. He was in one of those too in the 90s. Can't remember which one it was.
And nothing jumped out at me when I was looking through them.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
He was in the Second Civil War. I don't know what that is, but 1997. It was a weird time, man. He was in 2.5 Men as James Earl Jones,
as he should be.
He was in House.
Wait, well, he was in the Sheldon show as James Earl Jones.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
he was in one episode.
That shit was hilarious.
Yep. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was a good
he hasn't
show.
really done a whole lot. I think his last year that he has multiple credits for was 2015.
Well, yeah. I mean, at that point, he's 83, so.
Yeah.
I mean, 84 or something. Makes sense.
Ooh. Instantly recognizable voices. Alan
what about
Rickman,
you, Jack? I mean, I had my day and week, and Duke had his. Anything going on with you?
Yeah, we're an hour and a half into the podcast, Jack. Let's talk about you.
All I fucking do is work. Like Rihanna over here. Work.
I thought you were going to say umbrella. My umbrella.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh,
no,
man.
but last weekend we worked on cleaning out the garage. So, yeah, Rihanna's going to sue us.
For real, right?
No, we just got a copyright
claim.
Copyright claim, yeah.
We just got a strike. We're going to be demonetized.
I think Solar's coming out on Monday. I think our closet's finally going to get done this week. So it's probably time to start moving out.
That was my next
question.
We
cleaned out the garage, probably like 30-40% of it. We moved shit over there. Mostly so I can get to the storage above the garage to get my boxes for my statues and shit. Because that needs to be packed. I spent too much money on the Cobra Rattler.
You and me both.
How much you end up closing on?
I don't even know.
Well, when I went to go get mine, it was at 21,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I got two.
So it blew.
Two will be all right.
Oh, it blew. Yeah, that always happens. Once it gets close and hits it, then everybody jumps on board, and it usually goes about another.
It's stupid logic.
20-30% above.
Because we'll unlock all the tiers if you would just buy your shit early, but people always wait till it hits the tiers and then buy.
Then it's like, okay, now it's guaranteed. Yeah, I only win 2 as well.
28,000.
If I had a job, I might have went all 5.
Let's see, how much would that be? 28,000. 28,096.
That's what it ended at?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's like 10,000 in the last day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they made $9,130,919 for it.
That is disgusting.
I mean,
wow.
I guess there's a world where that would cost $9 million to actually develop, but I don't know. I mean, we can have this conversation on another podcast, but I have a really hard time with these big companies doing like Kickstarters. They're like, hey, we'll have a conversation about it later. That's, but yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad they're doing it, and I'm glad it's doing well. But like, I mean,
we'll have this conversation next time. Matter of fact, we'll make a point of it to make sure we have this conversation next time. I'd love to hear your points.
Right. As somebody that's backed multiple Kickstarters, I want to.
Yeah. Well, hold on. His premise was big companies doing it.
Right. I don't have a problem with Kickstarter at all. The three of us come up with a great idea, and we do a Kickstarter. I'm good with that.
Did you guys do your gratitude project?
Sort of. Well, I mean, yes, but didn't get a response yet.
Same.
So my gratitude.
I'm not sure if we're gonna get one actually.
Who was your, like? You don't have to give a name, but like the relation of the person that you sent it to, as far as like
that gives away who.
But I'm saying, I guess, try to be as vague as possible.
No, I'll go. I sent it to my dad. And Duke,
Okay.
you know how my dad is.
Yeah.
So I was like 70-30 not getting a response.
Yeah.
And obviously.
Okay.
You should have said
10 minutes writing this big ass paragraph, make sure it's all right and pretty, and nothing. Fucking crickets.
You should have sent it to his R2 unit.
But it felt good to write it, to put it out there. I know he read it. So whether he responds or not, whatever, but at least it's out there, you know. It's if something happened, something happened to him, something happened to me, I put it out there. So I feel good about that.
Right. Mine was, I mean, only a handful. SO will know, you guys will know, Danielle. Because she's always, even with everything, she still reaches out. She still makes an effort to, like, Christmas, birthday, send, like, some Amazon little knickknack here or there, or a box of chocolates, whatever. So she still tries to make sure she keeps us close and everything. And I never really thought about it, that she's, they're not kind of, like, guiding that. So it's kind of like reaching out to her, and it was like, but to be fair, I think she's out of town. She's been out of town in Florida with family. So I'm guessing it's like, whoa, she's looking at this as like, whoa, I'll deal with this when I get back. That's what I think is where she's at right now. She's like, I don't want to hear this right now. Not that it was anything bad. It was all positive and everything. But it's like, but then she's like,
I was about to jump off the bridge, and then I thought about you.
Right.
Just kidding.
I'm not gonna lie. My first thought, and again, even without a response, my first thought was gonna be, I'm gonna get a text back that says, "Are you dying?" That was the first.
Right.
You're like, actually,
I was like, well, after my last month, that's not far from the truth. So, what about you, Duke?
Mine was on a smaller level, kind of a little micro. I did a bunch of micro gratitudes. So
also a good thing.
We had our last the last big pool party here after softball on Sunday, and so invited the softball team, and then invited a bunch of other people who are around the area and that type of thing. I have a list. I have a mailing list that I call my events and shit list, where anytime I'm putting something on, whether it's a movie or karaoke or whatever, that way I was having this huge problem where I'd send an email out and I'd be like, Lou, so-and-so, 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 send it. And then all of a sudden you'd respond and be like, did you send that to Jack? And I'd be like, fuck. So I put the list together and I send it out for all these things. And I've been making more of an effort to be more responsive to people who reply, because I'll send that email out to 35 people and I'll get 5 people responding, right? And again, I don't care if you're not coming or not, but I just appreciate knowing
RSVP.
Right. Like just saying, hey, nope, sorry, I'll be out of town. I doubled down on my efforts to make sure that I replied to all of those emails, regardless of whether or not they were coming, with something positive, saying, thank you for emailing back. I appreciate it. Like, it means a ton. I hope you have fun doing whatever you're doing. We're going to miss you. That, and again, I tailor it. I don't have, like, in my head, I always have like the 3 or 4 things, but then I always try to make sure to, personalize it to one degree or another.
Right.
But, and then thanking them when they do show up. Like, because I'll order pizza and I'll get, over the course of the week, I'll get a couple Venmos and that type of thing. And then I'll reply and just say, hey, thanks. Because I don't ever ask people for money. I'm just not that way. I'm paying for that to one degree or another right now, but that's not for here. But I never complain and I never ask people for money. If I order pizza, to me, it's just, I guess if you're going to eat pizza, like in my head, it would be assumed that you would but people don't,
Right. Yeah. There's 2 ways to look at it. You invited me. You bought the pizza. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
But also, I'm like, shit, you just bought like 20 pizzas, bro, by yourself.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What's your
let
bill?
me pay for a pie.
And I'm not out here buying Domino's. Like, I'm buying decent stuff, Like, it'd be one thing if I spent $15 on 5 Domino's pizzas and I used a coupon to get me free cinnamon twist
bread
or whatever, but like I'm going to like local, again, supporting local. So trying to support local, and that is always prohibitively more expensive,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was mostly just making sure that I tied up both ends, because again, not everybody replies. And so just, giving that personal response, it's not that much out of my day to respond to you and say, hey man, thanks for replying. Like, it sucks you can't be there, but I understand. I hope you're having fun at the beach or at the mountain or whatever you're doing. Right. So, I just tried to make sure that I was very thorough with that, because there was a period of time where I wasn't getting like any responses back, and then you just kind of go like, what am I doing? Like, why am I bothering?
Right.
But I'm trying to get past that and get to the point of like, that's not the point. The point isn't to get attention for myself. The point is to invite people to come and have a good time together,
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah. So a little gratitude.
No, I was going to say it's interesting because when you first started with the whole, I sent this out, the RSVP part of the conversation, I'm very literal. So every once in a while, I'll go to pub quiz on Tuesday night. Just a group of the friends out here in Colorado that'll go on Tuesday night, but they'll say, "Hey, what is it? Who's going?" Or the way it's phrased. It's phrased for people the way the question is phrased, if you're going, respond. So I don't respond. Mm-hmm. I think they mean to say everybody, like they want to know everybody's answer, but that's not how the question is phrased. So I go by exact. It's like, well, why didn't you tell me you weren't going? It was like, because that's not what the question said. The question is to let you know if you are going. Yeah. It's like,
well, again, it's, I had not to make this any longer, but I had an epiphany with a couple
2 hours, 20 hours, fuck ever.
Well, and again, now we're getting into the deep shit, right? Like I had an epiphany over the last couple of months that I have some people in my life who express that they do this thing for everybody. I want to make sure the whole, like, I want everybody to have a good time, right? But the reality is they want you to know that they're the ones that you're having the good time, because like they're the reason you're having the good time. Does that make?
Yeah.
And to me, that really bothered. To me, that really bothered me, because that's a fucking selfish way to view it.
Right.
Because everybody's going to have. I used to have a hard time when I would invite people over, or we would have parties at the house. One of my biggest things was I felt like I needed to get time with every single person, right? And that was exhausting. Yep. It's so exhausting. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and they're like, no, like, you don't have to do that. That's not your job. Like, you're providing the space for them to come. If their expectation is that they're going to spend time with you, then they need to do that on their own, right? There shouldn't be an expectation that you'll work the room and talk to every single person and give everybody attention. Hopefully they're coming and engaging with other people they may or may not know. And to me, that made that whole thing so much easier. Where now I don't feel pressured if somebody shows up to like, oh, I got to go make sure I spend 5 minutes with Lou because he showed up, No, either Lou's going to have a good time or he's not, and that's on him. I have no control over that. So, and I Jack, same thing, if we're hanging out and, I'm not giving all the attention to you, like, if you're offended by that, then that's kind of on you. Like, and so to me, I was able to flip that around in my head and work through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then realizing this over the last couple of months has helped me to get through that, where it's like, oh, I don't have to get a response from everybody, but I want to make sure that I show appreciation for the people that do,
Oh, right.
So that was kind of, micro
I hear you. I learned that whole social party shit a long time ago, where it's like, look, you show up, things will happen. If over the course of whatever event it is, our paths cross where we can have 5 minutes, then great. If it doesn't, also great. And I've been at somebody else's where I could see them trying to do that. And if we don't run it, I'm not offended, man. It's like, okay, look, I'm not, you're going to be shocked to hear this. I'm not shy. If I go to some strange ass party and don't know anybody there, I'm going to know 10 people before I leave. I'm going to be best man at somebody's wedding. I'm going to be on some destination trip with somebody. We're vacationing together. By the time that party's over, I've met enough people where it's like, and then what is it next day? Hey man, sorry I didn't get a chance to chat with you yesterday. I'm all like, oh, all good. I was chatting with your friend Harry and his wife Monica. I'm just making shit up, talking. I was fine. Let's goes to your point, dude. Yep. I am okay, and I was fine entertaining myself or finding ways to be entertained by chatting and hearing stories from other people. It's like, oh, how do you know? Especially if somebody's hosting some event, how do you know this person? And then you get to hear their story and how they met. And then sometimes no. So,
that's
sometimes
my default answer is
it's like, how do you know Mike and Jill? It's like, oh, they needed a third.
Yeah.
You didn't see the upside down pineapple that they kept over there?
It's like
Mike's a cuck. Mike's a cuck. Did you not know that?
It's real simple. There was a bowl. I was told to put my keys in it, and this is what happened.
And then I woke up in the morning. I don't know what happened between those 2 periods of time.
That happened. I told you that happened when I invited your ex-wife over when we had our housewarming for this. Do you know how we are? The two of us are, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, my wife's friends are like, "Are you guys swingers?" Because Jack is very friendly with that girl.
And then you're like, "Oh, you should see him with her husband."
That's right. That ain't you. That ain't nothing. Just wait.
Wait until Lou shows up.
That's hilarious. But yeah, some people, honestly, outside looking in, if you don't know, I could see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's freaking funny. Whew. But yeah, I will admit, I didn't. Again, the whole concept of it all, I'm with you. I was like, I don't know that I would have done this if you hadn't suggested it and given us this homework assignment. And it's like, I don't know. There's this kind of like, that's sad. I should have done this. At the same time, there's also I did this. This feels kind of good. So I'm with you on the whole it felt good to do it thing. But yeah, I have no problem admitting that I don't think I would have without the push.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
Yeah. It's just something, like I said, to help change our mindsets a little bit. Like Duke said, in the last couple of months, he's realized that being grateful for, people that do respond to his fucking newsletter, yes or no, I'm coming. But, they took the time to say yes or no, I'm not coming. So it's like, okay, cool, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And like I said, the class I took, the studies show that if you participate in more gratitude kind of things, it does help rewire your brain. So when something bad does happen, you can handle it better. You actually, it has health benefits just because you're not pissed off because everything sucks all the time. So yes, you do have to go to work, but there's also the flip side. You get to go to work. You get to have this job that pays your bills. That, like, I got to take my kids to school. You got kids. They're in school, So it's more of a appreciating what you have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, think, to take that shit morbidly, it's like, I have to take my kids to school. I'm like, there are people who wish that they wouldn't have been in whatever trauma they were in and still had their kids to take to school. So quit bitching. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So it's just being not like hippy-dippy about it, but just grateful for, the good things in your life and
and I imagine
showing appreciation for it.
I was gonna say, and I imagine on Duke's side, the people that's being showed that appreciation, they're all like, huh. I'm sure it made them feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guarantee it made them feel good.
Yeah.
And then also, yeah, exactly. So to end on a good note, do we have homework this week?
I was just about to ask the same thing. Like, is your class giving it to you?
There's another one called habit stacking. So every day you brush your teeth before bed, right?
Morning break.
So while you're brushing your teeth, allegedly. So when you brush your teeth every day before bed or whatever, you think of the things that you are grateful for that happen throughout the day or whatever. Just because you're brushing your teeth every day, you have that downtime. So you just think about, instead of just like, damn, look at that sexy bitch in the mirror. Yeah. Oh, that toothbrush went down too far. Didn't you like that shit?
Wait. You kept your mirror up? I had to take mine down. It was too good looking. It was like, man. Eyes down, just rushing away.
So yeah, it's habit.
My mirror's cracked.
So
literally it is. But yeah.
This guy.
So habit stacking. While you're brushing your teeth, or just something that you do every day. In the shower, when you're done jerking off. when you have that euphoria, you're like, life is good.
Jack is so looking forward to having the casita. Then he doesn't have to hide in the shower.
Right?
Why do you take a 45-minute shower every day, Jack?
Bottle of Drano in here, a new one every other week.
Oh. And that's not even for the drain. He's just kinky like that. All right. So when we're done jerking
so just think that, okay. Exactly. Just, think of like 3 things that you're grateful for that happened this week, this day, in general, in life.
I can jerk off in the shower, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. I have hot water to jerk off in.
Grateful it still works.
Cold water.
I'm glad I'm manscaped, so I'm not pulling my pubes out while I'm doing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
2.0, lawn trimmer 2.0. Manscaped sponsor us.
3.0. Shit.
3.0, you're right. I'm going old school.
And you're sold at Target now, so hey. But I had to get new clippers, so I was like, I'm not even kidding. So I'm walking through Target, I'm like, wow, they sell this here in the store now.
I
was used to just YouTube,
seen on TV.
I was gonna say I'm used to YouTube guys pushing it. I never realized it was gonna be in the store. And I walked into Target. This was like 4 days ago. It was like, oh, look at this.
They sell vibrators at Target now too.
Dude, I saw that shit at Walmart. That threw me for a fucking loop. I was like, I'm over in the condom section, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm looking up top and it was just toys. I'm like, when did this happen? So yeah, I did not know that was a thing.
Customer service to the dildos, please.
Man,
customer service
right. To the... I thought that shit was just all Adam and Eve.
They had a big box too. Hit this button if you need help. Nah.
They do too. They do have that button there too. You ain't even lying. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, that's a whole nother topic.
It's funny to just buy a bunch of that shit and go to like some old ass lady or something. At the checkout.
Oh, the checkout.
Tons of those, all those, and lube.
Lube. And a fucking duct tape and a dog leash.
And then she slips you her number. She's like, "Let me just write a number for you on the back of your receipt,
hold on.
Sir.
Would you like your receipt, sir? Yeah. Hang on. Here you go.
Smiley face.
Right? Like, man, knock the dust off that.
That's what the Drano's for.
It's Halloween. The cobwebs are on track.
Just call me the Swiffer.
I get in all the corners. Oh shit!
I still got my buffet in me, man, from Vegas. All you can eat. Let's go, Grandma.
You got both of that, the buffet and the grandma. You check both those boxes from Vegas.
Good to go. She can play slots.
You'll be like, oh, you in the diamond line? Oh shit, you're right.
Oh my god, lady, just pull that handle. I'm not winning anything. Just keep pulling. You will.
Eventually. I got you, baby.
I'm about to cash out.
Oh shit. And then we go play.
Up, his face is all wet. Oh, you hit the jackpot, baby.
Looking like Winnie the Pooh going after a bucket of honey.
And you standing above her with your cell phone with the flashlight on. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Oh man! And then we clean up and go play bingo.
Mr. Handpay wins again.
Oh, that's
so. That's what happens when we pod for 2 hours, huh?
Yep. I was like, that's probably a good time to stop, right?
Yep.
And then Jack's got to cut this to 2 episodes.
Yeah, no shit. We're good for 2 weeks, damn boys. Have yourselves a good weekend. I'm seeing David Cross tomorrow, so that should be fun.
What'd you do to upset him?
I'm gonna so many things.
Fellas, appreciate the birthday love. That was freaking awesome. I was like, deuces. We'll see y'all next week, people.